Oh, yeah, it's the sweet, sweet sounds of another episode of Social Distance Drinking Club. Thank you guys for joining us for what I like to call halftime, and it pisses Adam Green off, so I'm going to keep doing it.
Because I believe in accuracy, and it's not halftime. It's between games. It's the time without football.
This is halftime for civilians. This is the time where you've either decided to go to the bar or you're leaving the bar.
It's lunchtime for you, but it's just for football terms, it's the time between games.
That's why it's halftime for Yusuf. He's halfway through his day.
Oh, man. Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you're taking a break from watching some football or prepping yourself for the next game coming up. We've got Transplant City Beer Co. with us in just a few minutes. But as always, we like to start the show off by asking you guys what you're having to drink. So tell us in the comments, and we're going to go around and see what everybody else is drinking. Mr. Adam Green, you're first.
Decided to start with one of these Welderworks that our friend PJ picked up for all of us. This is the El Dorado Double Dry Hop Juicy Bits. It's wonderful.
Delish. Brett Barry, what you got?
I mean, you kind of got fact-checked there. It's political season, but don't blame me. I'm voting for Pliny.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Nice Simpsons reference.
Ledford.
I'm going to keep the trend of out of market going. Got a little Holy Mountain Hoppy Pills. Very excited about this. Heard good things.
Very nice. Well, I'm going to pour it right now. The Collab beer from Beer School 12, the digital edition, which if you guys missed, we shared yesterday. We produced Beer School digitally instead of virtually, we like to call it. Had plenty of people there, and Transplant City Beer Co was one of them. So this is the collab they did. It's called You've Got Hops, and I love the throwback to AOL Instant Messenger, which I saw something the other day that said we need to bring back the AIM away messages since we're all working from home.
But did that beer come with a CD that you're afraid to throw out because you might need to have internet at some point down the road?
I have 120 minutes of free internet every time I open one of these.
Tell your mom not to pick up the phone.
Mom!
Ma, don't pick up the phone.
Damn it, the pick was almost loaded to the good parts.
We got 2 scan lines away from a nipple, guys.
I've been downloading one Eminem song for 4 hours, and you can't.
Dude, it takes 2 hours to download a song, and you're like, damn it, this one it has the bleeps in it. It's a censored version. Or is that just a thing that happened to me?
I think it just happened to you. Let's take a look at what people are drinking. Taz, thanks for joining. Bowmore 12 neat. I'm not mad about it. It's my pleasure for hooking us up with the Weldworks.
You know, Adam was talking about accidentally downloading the clean versions. I feel like a more believable story for Adam Green is he accidentally downloaded the real version of a song when he intended to download the Weird Al Yankovic version.
I thought they just said skeet, 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 skeet a lot. I didn't know there was any other version.
Listen, we all know that at some point you pirated like a Weird Al album, and this is where I'm going to admit, Amish Paradise, really good song.
That one's brilliant.
Weird Al I cherish the man's whole catalog. That guy's brilliant. I love that guy.
Robert Haddock says, first beer in 75 days. Applause to you, my friend. Long break. Belching Beaver's Deftones White Pony while waiting for the Patriots. Some Seep Chicken Tail. Let's at the end of the show, you'll find out what our picks are. We haven't talked about it together yet, but
that's when I'll find out what my pick is too, because I don't know right now.
Yeah, and don't look at the game if it starts. None of you guys get to cheat.
You did.
Huh?
You cheated last week. We made our picks and you were already up 7-0.
I wasn't looking. That's
the most believable thing is that Yusuf did not have any idea what was going on in that game when he made that pick.
I do believe that, actually.
Deny it.
To be fair, Yusuf has a long-running history of watching the first few minutes of a game with a team that he's cheering for getting a lead and then having no idea what happens for the rest of the game.
You're never going to let me down for just tailgating the ASU U of A game that hard. You're not going to let me down.
You know what's worse about this is we make fun. Every time we bring this up, though, it reminds us that Arizona choked that game away.
Yeah.
So it's like we're making fun of you, but in the process, reminding ourselves of a really horrible afternoon and evening.
It's one of the only good memories is being able to call that back and make fun of you.
I have plenty of good memories. Like, getting to the hotel and regretting leaving early because we won. That's one of them.
On the plus side, that night we danced the booze out at Cobra Arcade in downtown Tucson till like 2 a.m.
It's true.
You guys did. I tapped out. I couldn't hang anymore. I was done. I was definitely Old Man Ledford that night.
But Yusuf also missed out on the delicious brunch that was the next morning at Tohono Chul.
I'm not a breakfast guy. I'm sorry. It's not.
That's because you're not at hours that are AM in double digits, guy.
11 a.m. is too early for breakfast. Fire Squirrel says, forks up, Adam. I like Fire Squirrel.
I think he's talking to you. I'm kidding. That's for me. That's for me.
Yeah. Well, also, Fire Squirrel sounds like a cute cousin of a Sun Devil.
I like the logo, though, for Fire Squirrel. Like, I know he's a good dude, but I've never had a logo that cool for anything.
I'm guessing prog rock, like album cover, Fire Squirrel.
I don't know it. I hope. Does anyone else know it? I don't know it.
Well, they thanked us for the support and the help yesterday. So it's somebody that you probably know, Yusuf.
Probably. Just don't know. He didn't look like that. He didn't look like that picture. I guarantee you that the person I met yesterday did not look like that. If he did, I would have thrown a Pokeball at him and caught him. So, guarantee.
Use your water type to weaken him first.
Yes. I would have used my Squirtle. I didn't say that on the internet, did I? I did. Well, guys, let's bring in our guests from Transplant City Brewing Company, co-founders, Justin and Paul.
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing?
Good, good. How are you? Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
This is
thanks. I was going to say, thanks for joining. We were having a massive beard shortage on our show, so you really brought the average up.
Do these even count as beards now when you see those? This is like a 5 o'clock shadow or something at this point for us.
I'm convinced that I missed some part of the genetic lottery here because this took me 6 months and it's like not long.
My friend, this is like 6 years in the making, so don't feel bad.
Cool. All right, because I'm the only Middle Eastern who can't grow a beard. They don't even stop me at airports anymore. They're just like, nah, you're fine. Get out of here. So you guys are out in Litchfield Park. You were part of Digital Beer School yesterday, which was awesome. We had you guys there along with several others, and it was tons of fun to have you guys on remotely. So thank you for being a part of that yesterday, and thank you for being with us today. Before we get into talking about this beer real quick, let's talk about TCBC, where you guys are at and what you guys have going on right now. Let's start with your location and when you guys opened.
Yeah, so we opened November 24th of 2018. We bought the original Peoria Artisan Brewing Company location, the equipment in the original location. Basically took over the lease, and away we went. So took over their one-barrel system. We bought their one-barrel system, bought some fermenters to get us to a little more. So we bought two barrel fermenters, so we could operate 8 barrels basically at a time, all individual brew sessions on a one-barrel system. So double batching into a 2-barrel batch really sucked. But we're now a few months away from expanding. Our current address is 107 West Honeysuckle. We'll actually be moving next door to 103 West Honeysuckle. We started construction two weeks ago, and we should be open by the end of November, beginning of December, on a stout 4-barrel system with some 7.5 barrel tanks or so. Yep.
Okay. So right now you're not open to the public, right?
Yeah, we're doing to-go only at the moment.
Okay.
We're going to change that in the very near future, but as of today, we are to-go only.
Got it.
With the larger barrel system, does that mean you can produce more Morio Speedwagon and just send it directly to me? Because I remember Strong Beer Festival tried that, and I brought everyone I saw and ran into them like, come get this beer. And like, I live in the North Valley, so I haven't been out to you guys' place yet. Yeah. But I heard of you, and I'm like, this is phenomenal. everyone must try this with me until they start to run out, in which case, get the hell away because I want more of it. So
yeah, you know what was funny about I didn't mean to step on your toes there. What was funny about that is it was our first true festival. Being on a 1-barrel system, we knew we had to do the event, but we really didn't have the beer to take being on a super small system. So we knew we had to take our Oreo Speedwagon, right? And we're like, well, we'll see how it's received, and you just never know for your first time. People like you kept telling people, and by an hour in, dude, we had this ginormous line that was never ending, and it was really overwhelming. It was crazy to see, and just didn't expect it to happen.
Yeah, pretty humbling for us overall to see that. That was pretty crazy.
Ian Harwell says, "I'll be your barrel system."
Love you, Ian.
He's our Boo Bear. He often sleeps in between us.
Your brew bear?
Yeah.
There you go.
Do you guys think though, like your first festival was Strong Beer, and I was obviously in February when the world was still functioning.
Yep.
Like, did that help introduce you to people that maybe have helped you sustain over the last 6 months or so?
Yes and no. I think because a lot of people from the East Valley finally found us, and there are people that make the trip out, and not just for us, but to hit 8-Bit and Scale and Feather, all kind of in this vicinity, and then stop by Ground Control for food and beer. It helps the West Valley. It really helped. It did help the West Valley become more open to the East Valley peeps that didn't really want to drive out for only one or two things.
Yeah.
And especially with a beer that went over really well, like Oreo Speedwagon, it was kind of a thing where it was okay now to drive out for a few, places. But
yeah, it's a lot easier to travel when there's more than one destination, more than one or two destinations. So we're happy to be another destination on this side that can bring people over from the east side.
And our mug members have kept us
Yes.
going pretty well, and word of mouth still, just for to go, word of mouth has still been killer. So we're very, very happy.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about mug members. That's what you call them, right?
Yeah, our mug club. We have a 27-ish person mug club. The price is $150. We're gonna triple the size. So like again, right now we only have like 28 members. But when we move next door, we're gonna try to triple that size, and you get a whole lot of perks. But the big thing is that we do $4 pours no matter the beer. So if it's a Oreo Speedwagon, for example,
big Imperial Stout,
something that's $7 for a 10-12 ounce pour, mug members get 14 ounces for $4, no matter the time of year. So it doesn't matter what beer you buy into the membership, and we stick to that. It could be a super Imperial Stout or a blonde ale, and it's $4 straight across the board for 14 ounces.
How do we become mug members?
It sold out in about 20 minutes day one last year. But I would highly recommend to keep your eyes open for when we move next door, because it will be triple the size. So we're hoping to have around 75 members or so, 60, 70 members, somewhere around that range.
Yeah.
Nice. Dustin Meyer asks, when does the new mug club date hit?
Definitely, he's part of the mug club. He'll get an email a week before.
But it is, at the moment, it's a bit of a floating date because of the move and because of the whole situation with the virus and all of that. It's a bit of a floating date. Just keep an eye on our social media, and we'll definitely have something there.
And so, and mug members do get a week's advance notice to re-up or back out, which I don't assume Dustin's going to back out. He gets a lot of he gets a lot of good cheap beer, but COVID as well. COVID has really put a damper on the mug members, and they've been really patient. But we've told them, whatever time COVID has us down that you can't legitimately drink out of your mug, we're going to gain that time back. Plus, we're going to throw in like an extra 4 weeks, 8 weeks on top of it for free. So they're going to be making out pretty well by the time this is all over.
Our mug club members have really taken care of us, so we want to make sure to keep taking care of them. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So Chris Macbeth wants to know, can they park their IV and plug in for $4 more?
Oddly enough, you're not. Chris has not. That's not the first time we've heard that.
What's a dangerous precedent, guys? Oh, Lord, Adam Green. I'm the only dad here, so I'll read this one. So what you're saying is, since it's sold out, we now have to mug members.
Heyo.
Well played.
We've actually had customers come in that almost every day we get somebody that wants our mugs are hung up, and we had somebody come in yesterday that bought 6 crowlers, filled a couple growlers, bought a shirt, a hat, and then wanted to buy the mug, and he's like, I'll take one of those too. And we're like, no, it's sold out. It's not, the mugs are not for sale. But when members are in here drinking out of their mug, we've had new customers offer them like $500 to just purchase their membership. I'm like, this is not how this works or has ever worked, but I mean, I guess it's up to you, and then you split it with me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, why? Yeah, where's the gray market for club memberships? You don't hear about that too much because usually breweries are trying to quash that. So that's some back alley dealings right there.
It's insane, man. This mug club has gone bonkers.
Russell says real quick, shout out to one of the best, if not the best, bartenders, Randy Lassos.
Randy's awesome, man.
Yeah, he just left. He was serving for us today. He works on weekends, so he's our brand ambassador. He helps with a lot of the beer names, a lot of ideas, and he is one of the best beer tenders I've ever known.
Does a lot of our design work for logos and that sort of thing too. He's really, really great for us.
He's just one of the nicest guys too. I mean, he's
Absolutely.
So guys, based on the name and the pictures, the outlines of the states behind you, it sounds like there's a pretty good story behind where your brewery name came from. Can you kind of elaborate on the story behind that?
Well, it's actually somewhat simple. We look at Phoenix and the whole metro area here as a city of transplants. If you're actually from Phoenix and you live here, you're one of the rare ones. So Justin and I are both transplants. We're from other places. I don't know if you can see in the back there. Contrary to what a lot of people say, that's not Nevada up over my shoulder here. That's not Rhode Island or sideways Oklahoma. That is the state of Idaho. That's where I come from. I come from North Idaho, tiny little town of 2,000 people. And then Justin hails from Southern California. So,
what town in Northern Idaho? I actually have some family roots up there.
So do you know the town of Coeur d'Alene?
Yep.
Okay, I'm about a half hour east of Coeur d'Alene, tiny little ski town called Kellogg.
Oh, okay.
We don't make cereal.
Not that you've ever been asked, ever.
No, not a single time.
I mean, it's like if Hershey, Pennsylvania is where Hershey's are made, Kellogg might be where Kellogg's is made.
You'd think, but
Makes sense to me. I don't know.
The northern panhandle of Idaho is one of the most beautiful areas in the country. I love it up there. My family's had a cabin on Priest Lake, north of Coeur d'Alene, actually.
Yep. It's beautiful for another 2 months, tops.
Yeah.
and then we get the good weather.
Yes.
The weather we had last week, which was amazing, and then it just went away.
It was so nice.
Amen.
Yeah, so I have a question for you guys. I mean, you talked about something that is near and dear to a lot of folks who don't happen to live in the city or in the East Valley side, but let's talk about West Valley and what kind of amazing growth and cred you guys have all built up over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I'll start with my wife and I were regulars at Peoria Artisan. I've known Ryan and Christine at 8-Bit since before they opened their place, and I've taken a lot of info and feedback and stuff from Ryan. Ryan and I are just such good friends that we help each other, and I've taken a lot of knowledge from him as well. But being regulars of both places, and with Peoria Artisan, I'm friends with Matt Frosch from Peoria Artisan. Knowing ahead of time that they were just considering closing this location and just focusing on their north location, it was something that my wife and I didn't really want to see happen. We knew that we could put something in here and help the West Valley grow even more, because they are going to move up by Richter or in that area and help that area grow. But to lose something on the west side that the North Valley was going to gain, was just not computing very well. So Paul and I, it was a very easy decision, and we knew that long term we could really help the West Valley grow, and not that we're any important piece of that, but long term we know that we could eventually be a piece of the puzzle to help the West Valley grow and gain reputation, because let's be honest, West Valley did not have a great reputation for good beer. So now that
there wasn't a lot of it there because the East Valley was blowing up so much 5 years ago. Everything was just opening up, and then just the central area and Metro Phoenix just kept going. But the West Valley, I'm ashamed to say it, I went out to 8-Bit once, but I haven't been out to see Ian personally. And sorry, Ian, I know you're watching. I'm coming, I promise.
Great, he's going to tear you up now.
He's going to kill me. And I would love to come out and see you guys too. There's a lot of it.
Yeah. We think the West Valley has a lot to offer, but we're happy to be a small piece of that. We're happy to just contribute whatever we can to bringing people over. In fact, that's part of the impetus behind our move. One of our people jokes that it gets us 45 feet closer to the East Valley, so we're just a little bit closer to you guys.
Yeah. West Valley is kind of like third wave ska. It's really good. Not a lot of people know about it, but the devotees are keeping that shit alive.
There you go.
Yeah, it's like we can have this conversation. You're not going to know about it anyway, so just whatever.
Yeah.
We got a question. AJ asked, how much do you guys interface with other brewers in other parts of the country to exchange ideas, groupthink, etc.?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. And by the way, we have friends that own a brewery in Montclair, California. While it's not crazy far or on the opposite side of the country, we collaborated with them. They're very good friends of ours. If you've never been to Montclair, California, it's just by Claremont, literally just reverse name. The place is called Sandbox Brewing Company. And if you're not familiar with them, they're kind of close to King's Brewing Company in Ontario. But if you're not familiar with Sandbox, I would highly recommend jumping on board with them. But we do know other brewers in other parts of the country. Teddy Pepper at Ozark Beer Company is a good friend of ours. So that's big, and he's killing it out there. He came, he started at Dabina, went to Huss, former brew Huss, and then he a couple other places. But I mean, now he's at Ozark, so he's killing it out there. But as far as other parts of the country, we will definitely get there. But it's important right now for us to grow in Arizona. That we're doing a lot with Simple Machine. Marshall's a very good friend of ours. Throne is getting better, so that we're collaborating with them. So to help get our name out, we're getting there slowly but surely.
One of the great things about being involved in a brewery is when you travel, you tend to go to other breweries, and I know all of you folks do as well. But it creates more of a conversation between you and the brewer, you and the owner. So we do, anytime you travel anywhere, we talk about North Idaho. When I go up there to collect some of the ingredients we use in some of the beers here, I travel to the local breweries and I have good conversations with them, and we keep in touch that way too.
Nice. I want to highlight real quick that Mark Semler has joined us, who is founder of Blue Pint Society here in Arizona, and he says, "What up, hoes?"
Nice shirt, Mark.
Edgar is a G. And while Mark is watching, maybe this would be a good point where we talk about some of your beers, but I want to start with this. Can you tell us a little bit more about You've Got Hops?
Yeah, it looks like you have version 1.0 there.
I do.
There's two versions. So on tap on that side of town is version 2.0. Cans were 1.0. That was a lot of Citra, Simcoe, Amarillo, Mosaic, and Cascade. We kind of let the Mosaic take over a little bit and give it a little bit of that sweetness, but also the clarity and the color and the bitterness of a true West Coast. And it came out, in my opinion, and some others, I may be a little biased, but I think it came out really, really well, even better than what we thought it was going to come out to be. So if you can get your hands on some of the 2.0 cans, I highly recommend trying that version as well.
It was a really fun beer. to create. We actually had the Blue Pint guys out here. They brewed with us. They did the heavy lifting and the heavy stirring, and it was really great to have them out as well. And Buzzed Goat, some of the Buzzed Goat guys were out here and things. So it was a nice, fun collaboration.
Yeah, it's funny that Semler said, "What up, hose?" Because the day that we were brewing, yeah, we made him our hose. We made him lift.
He was our beer.
Hey, we know because when Adam Ledford, who has just stepped away a little bit ago, and I went down to see Weedy and brew our collab with Tombstone, we definitely took a whole pallet of grain and milled it. He just sat there and drank a stein of lager.
Yep.
Yeah, if you guys need some grain spilled on your brewery floor, Yusuf is really good at it.
I'm so good at it. I'm apparently like the same height as where they have the mill, so I just look like a Smurf trying to brew beer.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you've never dealt with a lot of it before, it's really easy to mess up.
What I like about that story is how you're like, it came out better than you even anticipated coming out. And I know like you're good brewers, obviously, and there's a science to it, but there's also that randomness. And maybe as a newer brewery still, you're kind of creating and building different things and playing around and discovering like, hey, this works, this doesn't. And like, that's kind of where you guys are at right now as a brewery.
It really is, because we're still, again, one barrel system, we're brewers, but we're still getting to play around with literally whatever we want. And it's this year and a half, 3 quarters or so has really let us build our recipes, and they're all set in place to where we're just ready right now to upscale them in our new spot. So especially Oreo Speedwagon, man. I'm telling you, once that beer is available for growler fills in cans, yeah, it's gonna go crazy.
Can you stash us some Oreo Speedwagon? Just we'll do a live tasting with you guys, like preview on the show if we could do that.
If you've never, if Adam's the only one that's had it out of everyone here, and
I've never had it. You should save some for me.
What I was gonna say is,
We'll make it a point. We'll take care of it.
I'm just warning you now. I don't mean to get you addicted, but I'm just warning you ahead of time.
It's just got to go in directly IV injected into your arm. Mark Semler threw one more out there. Monster shout out to TCBC, Social Distance Drinking Club, and all of our benefactors and advocates yesterday. Thank you, Mark. It was a hell of an event. Had a lot of fun doing it. It's a great time.
Yeah. Great job, Mark. Everybody, Yusuf. Seriously,
fantastic job.
That went really, really well.
What are they drinking? What are you guys drinking over there?
Yeah, shit, we never asked what you were drinking.
I am drinking Mango Frontside from BRI.
Yeah. And I've got the Suicide Hotline beer from Oso.
Is that a plastic cup?
So there's a story for this.
Oh boy.
Number one, the only glassware we have right now is our logoed glassware, and really don't feel like washing and reselling one of those.
We're lazy.
So we put it in plastic like we're at a real beer festival.
Perfect. It feels like a festival if it's in plastic, right? It's got to be like 6-inch thick plastic, though.
And you need tickets, I think.
That's right. And it's got to be like 3 ounces, not a 12-ounce cup.
Guys, I got to jump in for a second because we've got a really good breaking development here. Chris has outlined all the details of what he needs to actually be able to plug in his RV. But Brett very artfully has invited ourselves along. Chris is totally down with the idea. And to put the icing on the cake, Ian Hartwell's going to cater lunch. Let's go, boys. At
this point, hold on. I have the cherry on top. If we can tap into that power, we can just do a live show from the parking lot. Fresh air, socially distant. Ian Harwell, Transplant City Beer Co. live show. We eat hot chicken. I'll get the craziest, hottest one, and people can watch me eat it live. I'm in.
I'll do that with you. Funny enough, our new building has a space for food truck, and we ran power to the outside, so we can literally plug everything in outside.
So Yusuf, I absolutely will never oversell anything, but that will be the greatest thing that has happened in the West Valley since the last time the Super Bowl was here.
Or when Transplant City Beer Co. opened, asshole.
This is the culmination.
I got your back, boys. I'm going to do that pretty much.
The continuing saga of Transplant City.
All right, we're going to wrap up here in a few minutes. If you guys have any questions at all, please send them on in right now. But while we do that, let's talk quick football, because you guys said you don't have fantasy teams right now, right?
No time for it, unfortunately. I'd love to, but it's honestly one of the best ways I've ever known to keep track of players and learn players and all that, but no time.
Fair enough. Well, you can make a prediction with us for today's games. I'm going to pull up the scores for today because the Cardinals killed it.
They did. That was my survivor pick today, was the Cardinals, so I'm very happy with that.
I put Kyler Murray up instead of Tannehill, and I'm glad I did. So I'm not mad about that at all. And the Bills won, and you guys know I'm weird and I'm a Bills fan, but that's because of my father. So there you go. And the Niners apparently wanted revenge for losing to the Cardinals. So there it is.
Indeed.
They also played the Jets.
All right. The last game of the day is Patriots Seahawks.
Hey, real quick, Semler, eat it. Eat a D. Eat a large D.
What did Semler say?
He said that I love the Raiders.
Oh, that's them's fighting words if you're not a Raiders fan.
And listen, prior to 2 years ago, those would have been fighting words.
Sadly, Justin is without a team. His team vacated San Diego and left him teamless. So,
Who do you think he is? 95% of Tucson? All I see are Raiders decals on the daily. It's ridiculous.
yeah.
Side note, apparently if Ian caters, there's a caveat. He's going to wear a Speedo.
Bonus!
Just keep that in mind, guys. It sounds dangerous.
Is there any other way to serve hot chicken?
I would prefer it not be in a Speedo, but sure, whatever. We can do that.
You'll be when you eat the hottest thing, you'll be crying so much that you won't even see him. He'll look like I don't know, Fast Times at Ridgemont High or something.
Yeah. When one of the fun things, Yusuf, if you ever make it out here, we do have fun hot stuff for you to try here too. We kind of pride ourselves in being able to eat the hot wings and the hot cheese balls, and we have.
Did you guys have the Carolina Reaper cheese balls?
Yes,
we
we
have
have them
them
on the
yeah.
bar right now.
Okay. There's a video of me eating them on another page I started called Hot Dudes Eating Foods. Look it up. It's on Instagram. But on Facebook too. I ate one, and it was intense. But I did not cry like Brandon Casey did, the owner of Casey's Woodshed. So
we have almost every hot sauce from the Hot Ones show behind here, and we have a hot sauce called the Bomb. So if you've ever seen the Bomb, it's one of the hottest hot sauces in the world. But they just created a new one called the Bomb: The Final Answer, and it's oil that comes with a dropper, and it will blow your face off. Randy Lassos and I, and Paul did it too, I believe. We put a drop of that oil on the Carolina Reaper cheese ball. And I thought, I've done the one chip challenge, man. Randy and I did the one chip challenge together, the new one.
Wait for it. Hold on.
Dude, it destroyed it.
It's waiting for a day where we'll do it with someone else.
Man.
It's right here.
Man.
I'm telling you, Randy and I will do it with you.
Seriously?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm 100% in. I needed some compatriots for that. So
Yeah, Randy and I will do it again in a heartbeat, dude.
I want to go and I don't want to go. I should go. It'll be fun to see me weep and cry again.
I'm going to have Adam Green come in here as we wrap the show up because I know kickoff is like now. So
we got to do picks, guys.
So we want to do picks, and I want everybody's picks here. So let's go ahead and do that thing. What are you taking, guys? What's your pick tonight, Pats or Seahawks? We'll start with you guys, TCBC. What you got?
Well, I really hate to disappoint. I think it was Robert I saw earlier, but I'm going to have to take my Seahawks 27-21.
Ooh, with a score. Okay. All right. Adam Green?
I'm on the Seahawks as well. I feel like the Cam Newton era in New England is going to be fine, but they just beat Miami last week, and Miami's terrible. So Seattle's actually pretty good, and they'll win this game. I don't have a score for you, though. I didn't think we were doing that.
That's okay.
Sorry, I'm gonna throw in a separate. There should be a line here where we just split.
He'll say he's not a fan of the same teams.
You see, I'm not on drugs or anything. I'm gonna go Patriots 846. Seattle won.
They only somehow get an extra point. I like it.
God, how deflated are you thinking the footballs are in this game?
That's timely.
Final answer.
All right, Adam Ledford, what do you got?
Man, so here's the thing. Like, we're all going Seahawks, which means you're not going to, and somehow, like, something is going to happen, and 3 legs are going to get broken in this game. But it's Seahawks. I will never root for the Patriots. I'm a Giants fan. Patriots losing is just the best news for us ever. So, Seahawks all the way.
Okay, all right. Brett Berry.
So as you know, I am marrying a fine young Washington lady, so I have to side with the Sea Chickens by proxy. But I also already picked them in my Pick'em League, and I actually had a score in my Pick'em League as one of the tiebreakers. So I had 27-24, so a similar score.
Okay.
That's a good game.
Though I don't feel good. This is one of my picks I felt the least good about, to be honest.
All right, Robert Haddock says, game just kicked off. Lock in your picks so Yusuf can't cheat again. Listen, I don't cheat. I just go against the grain. So I'm going to take New England to win. Since I won last week, I think it's only fair that I go against all of you guys again. But now I've at least got 50% of TCBC on my side. So if they want in on the bet, they can get in on the bet. Our bet is
just scored. Do you want to change that?
What's that?
I was going to say, Seattle just scored. Do you want to change your pick? No,
Nope.
they didn't score. I was just testing.
Nope. I'm not changing it. I'm always going to go against the grain.
What if there was no grain to go against? What if we were split on our picks? What would you do?
Then I would have just picked, and it would have been fun to have someone else on my side. But there is someone else on my side this time. It's just not one of you guys.
It actually works if you put your arm around him.
I'm
Like
on the 1 point though, so I apologize.
So we're gonna win this one, just so you know.
Guys, Clark Kent just took off the glasses. Robert Haddock is Beer Bob.
Oh,
why does everyone have a burner account on Facebook?
maybe Beer Bob was his burner account. Maybe he posted something weird on Facebook that the Zuck machine didn't like. Who knows?
Maybe he's always been Beer Bob, and this is his secret
What
identity.
if
That's what I'm saying.
what if Beer Bob is his legal name? You guys are just being assholes.
It could be. All right. If you're looking for Transplant City Beer Company, they are at TCBC Beer. You can find them at www.tcbcbeer.com. It's down there. And if you want to help us out too, it's socialdistancedrinkingclub.com. You can get, sweet shirt, stickers, hopefully some new stuff soon, because Sedler and I are going to try and work on some things. Maybe. You're watching, right, Sedler?
We have stickers now?
What's that?
We have stickers?
We've always had stickers.
How come I don't have a sticker?
Because I didn't order you stickers. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Hey, Yusuf, how's that muscle tee coming along for Ellie that you were going to get 5 months ago?
They stopped carrying that brand, and then I gave up. But
Scissors, man. Men's small and scissors. Like, it's easy. I told you this week.
So
They're
order
going to say put the sticker on the front of a tank top and call it a shirt.
all right, guys, football's on. Justin, Paul, if you guys don't mind hanging out for a quick second when the show ends, we'll talk offline. Thanks for being here. Once again, it's at TCBC Beer and tcbcbeer.com. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We'll see you guys on Wednesday at 7:30 for another episode of Social Distance Drinking Club. It's been a pleasure. Cheers.
You're watching SDDC.